Hi, third grade. Today we are going to wrap up Unit 7 of Fundations, and that means we'll be taking our unit test here in a moment. So let's get focused and do our best to practice before we take the test. Repeat after me. A, Alaska, I, animal, or I. I, champion, E. Schwa, wagon, or I. TCH, catch, ch. Y, cry, I. Y, baby, E. ING, ring, ing. OST, post, ost. AN, fan, an. Nice job. Okay, before we go into our unit test, let's review our 4 words of the day from Unit 7 so that we can remember the rules. Okay, the first word I want to review with you has a base word dry, D-R-Y, but we want to make it past tense and attach the suffix ed. Does this suffix start with an I? No. So what is the rule? Change the Y to an I and attach the suffix. So if I said I dried my hair yesterday, it would be dried, right? D-R-I-E-D. And then don't forget, when you mark today in your unit test, scoop the base word. This one's just one syllable, one scoop. Circle the suffix. And tell me what this vowel sounds like. In I, it sounds like a long I, correct. So you have to make sure you remember that part. Good work. The next word I want to review with you has a base word that is 2 syllables. Duty, and I want to make it plural. So you have to decide, do I want to attach ES or S? Well, here we are ending with that Y. Do either one of these start with an I? No, so what do? Change the Y to an I, and then which suffix do I add? Right, it's ES. I attach at the end. To mark this one, very similar, except this space word has 2 syllables, so I'll scoop it twice. Do T's, circle the suffix. And the only other thing I have to mark here is this time the I isn't sounding like I. It's sounding like a long what? E. So I will mark it that it sounds like a long E for duties. That's the same thing as jobs or responsibilities. Okay, now my base word has 2 syllables again, cop-e. And I want to attach ing to say I'm doing it right now. Copying. Does my suffix this time start with an I? Yes. So do I change this Y to an I? No, I don't want 2 I's in a row, so I keep it. Cop-e, copying. And the only other thing I have to mark is what? Right, this sounds like a long E. Excellent. So copying looks like this. And then let's get ready for our last word. Okay, in this word, I have a base word, luck, L-U-C-K. And I'm attaching a suffix Y to make it go from luck to lucky. But I'm also attaching a second suffix, est, luckiest. Lucky could just be left like this, but if I'm attaching another suffix, does this stay a Y? No, it does not. It changes to Y, turn the Y into an I and attach your suffix. So when I mark this one, luck, scoop it, E-S, circle 2 suffixes. And I just have to write up above here that this sounds like an long E, luckiest. Good work. All right, now it is time to get out your composition books. We're going to flip to the back and turn to page 74 and 75. Again, that's pages 74 and 75 in your composition book. When you turn to page 74, put today's date at the top, as well as test for unit number, you need to put a 7. Okay, so your page 74 should look similar to this. Okay, all right. Now we're going to start with sound number 1. Sound number 1 is E. Say it. E. 4 things, write them, go. Scooch over to sound number 2. Number 2 is I. Say it. I. 3 things, go. Go down to the next row for sound number 3. Say it. 3 things, go. And move over to sound number 4. Sound number 4 is Z. Say it. Z. 3 things, go. The next row is for your sound-alike words. Number 1 is flower. Listen to the sentence. That's a pretty flower. Flower. Just spell the word. Move over to sound-alike number 2. The word is throne. The king sat on his throne. Go to the next row for sound-alike word number 3. Thrown. The ball was thrown to first base. Thrown. And scooch over for the last sound-alike word. Oh. Oh, what a surprise. Oh. All right, now we're ready for the important word section. You get a point for spelling and 1 point for marking them correctly for each of these words. The first word is emptiness. Emptiness. The room was full of emptiness before we moved out. Emptiness. Now, to get a point for marking, you have to underline the base word, circle the suffix, and you have to tell me if that I or Y makes a long I or a long E sound. So think of the rule. Emptiness. Go. All right, number 2. Laziest. Say it. Laziest. Go ahead and spell it and mark it. Word number 3 on the next line. Cried. Cried. Spell it and mark it. She cried because she didn't feel well. Cried. Number 4. Families. Families. Your families have been so generous by donating supplies to our classroom. Families. And the last word, number 5, is volcanoes. Volcanoes. Hawaii has many volcanoes on the island. Volcanoes. All right, now we're moving over to page 75 for your first sentence. This year, comma, put a comma there. This year, we are studying the planets and galaxies. Again, this year, comma, we are studying the planets and galaxies. One more time. This year, we are studying the planets and galaxies. You will be getting a point for year, studying, planets, galaxies. Don't forget to scoop the sentence when you're done and check for capitalization and punctuation. All right, sentence number 2. I tried copying that list for tomorrow. I tried copying that list for tomorrow. You will get a point for tried, copying, and the trick word tomorrow. I tried copying that list for tomorrow. Don't forget to scoop your sentence and check for capitalization and punctuation. Hopefully you did your best. Thanks for joining me.